Him and his new bride are already on their honeymoon. As the British media says, the couple will spend the trip in Seychelles, but the royal family will not comment. William and Kate said their vows on April 29th, we all know. And by all accounts, they spent millions of dollars on the wedding. I read one that said $60 million on that wedding.
Oh, goodness. But you don't have to be a princess to have a royal wedding of your own. Marielle Liu is here with a look at how you can have the wedding of your dreams without breaking the bank. Marielle.
Good morning. Justine Blanchard from the came to our studios all the way from New York to talk all things bridal. Cleveland brides spend just more than $20,000 on their weddings, but if you're not careful, that money can disappear in the blink of an eye. Justine Blanchard says knowing where to scrimp and where to splurge means any bride can be a princess for a day. The royal wedding is finally over. Now it's time to start focusing on your own nuptials. A study from the says the average Cleveland bride will spend $22,000 on a wedding, $5,000 less than the national average.
You can have a really great wedding with that amount. What it's all about is prioritizing your budget. You and your fiancé figuring out what's the most important thing to me. What do I need to have on my wedding day?
Look at the big picture. Ask yourself, what would you regret not having at your wedding? And start there. Most people start with pictures and videos. They do last forever, you know. And find a way to streamline your plans. Justine suggests the
We have checklists, we have guest list managers, we even have a tool where you can design your seating arrangement.
Next, flowers. Cleveland brides spend about $1,600, $200 less than the national flower budget.
So flowers are something brides do not want to skimp on. It's really going to make the difference in your photos, and it just adds a romantic look that makes people think of weddings.
But make your flowers work for you by reusing flowers from the ceremony at the reception.
They were so beautiful at the ceremony, you don't want to leave them behind. You bring them with you and you save money.
And now the dress.
Well, the average Cleveland bride spends about $900 on her wedding dress, and the national average is about $1,100.
The has a message board dedicated to brides selling things from their own weddings. Could your dress be your something borrowed?
It may seem like, oh, I want it to be mine, but once you're wearing it, it's going to be your dress. No one is ever going to know what it did before then.
And last but not least, the cake. In Cleveland, most couples spend around $530, but there are still some pretty sweet ways to stretch your dollar.
You can even serve half slices of cake. You're probably going to have so much food at your wedding that your guests are never going to know that they have a slightly smaller piece of cake.
You got a little taste there.
That's right. Now, there's much more information on how to save money on your wedding on our website, including the stressful trap of making your own invitations. Go to newsnet5.com to find out why Justine Blanchard says that's not such a good idea. And we also talked about the use of social media when you're planning your wedding. You want to stay away from Twitter and Facebook, especially if all the people who are following you and all your friends aren't invited to the wedding.
Oh, that's true.
After the wedding, though, you can talk all about it.
Then you can talk all about it. Post all the pictures. I was thinking you could just send out your invitations on Facebook. Right?
You know what? I'm sure we're not far from
I'm sure
that
it's going to happen, right? I don't even remember eating cake at my wedding. Serving half. So serving
my favorite
half
part of a wedding.
That's the best part, you said?
Absolutely.
Obviously, we saw you like the cake.
I love cake.
Good stuff. Thanks, Mommy.
Let's get you caught up on